Hello everyone. Thank you for joining me today for Launa with Loki. For those of you who don't know, I am Loki. Launa means to hang out, socialize, and kind of just chat. Launa is a Hawaiian word. And so when I was thinking about doing these lives to work on myself as well as promote others, I asked my nephew if he could help me come up with a name, and so Launa with Loki is what he came up with, and I really like it because it describes what I'm trying to put out there. So those of you who have not seen any of my lives or are just watching the replay or are jumping on live now for the first time to watch this, thank you for joining. And it's basically just that, just hanging out with me, talking stories and chatting and promoting other businesses, and you know, through doing this we're helping each other to grow. So again, thank you. I am going to be inviting Nalani to join me. How do I do that? Invite.
Hi, girl. I was about to fix my camera. Hold on. I'm like all the way up there. Good morning.
Can you hear the dogs?
Yeah, just a little bit. But you know what? I was having the same issue too because my neighbors want to do yard work today. Okay. So whatever. We're just going to go with it. Now
We're going to go with it.
Yeah. Can you hear my background?
No.
Okay, good.
So thank you for joining me today.
Yes, girl. She usually does not get up in the morning. I just want to say, so welcome. Good morning, world. I am not a morning person. At least you did your hair today, sis. Sit back, okay? It's the hula look today.
Yeah. It was a fast thing. I had to do it really fast.
My daughter is she does my hair, and she was sleeping in today, so I said, listen, we're gonna have to improvise here. We got it done.
Okay, so thank you all for joining. I know we have a lot of viewers coming on from your site, so thank you all for those of you who are joining us from Nalani's Instagram. My name is Loki, and we're doing Launa with Loki today. Just to briefly go over what I just said, basically, Launa means to hang out, chill, socialize, talk story, and Launa with Loki, myself, is just that. We're just hanging out on Instagram, live, talking story, promoting each other, and you know, talking about our journeys to where we are right now, whether it's personally or business-wise.
Yes.
So,
love it.
My guest today is Nalani. Nalani is the owner, founder, CEO of Queen Speak Truth. Hi, Nalani.
Hey, girl.
So how are you?
Count on, girl. I am amazing, and I am so excited to chop it up with you about everything that became with our relationship and with the Queen Speak Truth brand. So get to it, sis. What do you have to ask me?
Okay, so before we go into your brand and your collection, can you share with our viewers about yourself? Where are you from? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. So that one's a little confusing. I live in Nanakuli, Oahu, but I'm not a West Side girl. I get the best of both sides. I claim both of them, but I'm originally from Papakolea Homestead. If you don't know where Papakolea is, you need to familiarize yourselves with the homesteads because it's the very first. So where I come from, everyone knows everyone. I'm just a local girl who's had a beautiful upbringing that comes from a beautiful family. And I have two daughters. They are 13 and 11. And that's pretty much it. Well, Hina's going to be 11, so 13 and 10. So I'm a girl mom. So shout out to the queens, the little ones and the old ones like me. So I represent all women, okay? Because duh, we are the forefront of our daughters. I have one older sister, so obviously I've always been surrounded by girls. So I guess that's where the women empowerment thing comes from. If you know my family, you know I come from a background of very strong mana vahine. We are powerhouses, each and every one of us, alone and together. So if you ever come to family function, be ready. Very thick skin. And that's about it. I graduated from Roosevelt. I'm a Rough Rider alumni. And yes, I don't just say I know Bruno. I actually do know Bruno as Peter. I always get that a lot. Do you know Bruno Mars? Yes, I do, as Peter Hernandez. That's about it. I used to be a hula girl, full-on hula dancer. That was pretty much my life. So a lot of my greatest supporters are my hula sisters. Hula halal kamuela, only the best. Okay, girl. You wouldn't think that now because I have short hair, but she did have it past her butt. So that's me in a nutshell, pretty much. That's it. Simple,
Thank
girl.
you. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. So, before we get into the collection, what is
Right.
Queen Speak Truth?
So I've always had a vision of wanting to do a shirt line. If you know me personally, all those that have known me my entire life, I'm very swift at the mouth. I come up with a lot of sayings or a lot of things that come across very like, did she just say that? Or like, that's really blunt of her, or just like crack up kind of things, just off the whim, no filter whatsoever. So I always would say things or think things that maybe either people were thinking but didn't want to say. Say things that would make people laugh and put things into context in a way that others wouldn't be able to formulate. So I always had that vision and that dream that I always wanted to take that and run with it as a clothing line. So I just didn't know what it was. Growing up through the years, I'd come up with different concepts, whatnot. In the last, I guess, year or 2 years, I should say, when the pandemic hit, I was working from home. I have been in a 5-year relationship, which was very up and down. Prior to that, I was with my ex-husband for 22 years with our 2 daughters. We went through our own tragedy and our own story about heartbreak and the choices that I made. So, and then my relationship was, you know, an up and down roller coaster. So I just had a lot of things going on with me personally. My ex-husband then moved to Utah and I became a fully single mom to the girls. He's still in their life. He still helps, but I mean, it's different when you're physically not here, right? So I kept getting visions of all these things that I wanted to do. And so I just started putting them on paper. And I just had like papers and papers in a book of just ideas. And my sister's neighbor, who is actually my brother-in-law's cousin, he's a printer. He's a shirt printer. And that's what he does. That's what he's done for so long. At the time when I created the vision, I always knew I wanted something with queens because I always look at myself as a strong, empowered woman because I come from a queen who comes from a queen who comes from a queen. And I have a family that's just a whole bunch of queens and powerhouses. And I've always held that confidence in me because it was instilled in me from young. So I always knew it was something like that. And then the speak truth part came in because I am very open with my life. There's really nothing I wouldn't share. And I know a lot of people would be like, how do you do that? Like, how do you open yourself up to even say that, you know, like, for instance, I cheated on my husband, to even say something like that? Like, aren't you ashamed of that? So that's where I was like, you know what? I get that a lot. Like, people are very like, wow, Nalani, that's so crazy and courageous that you just say it like it is. So that's where Queen Speak Truth came in. I didn't know who I was going to go to make it happen. I don't know why at the time I didn't think about Sam. And then it hit me. One night, it was like, I would always have these visions and these dreams. And it was like, hello, Sam, he lives right next to your sister. You guys know him. I contacted him. We chopped it up. He believed in me, and he's one of the best in the game. His girlfriend, she's got her own, shirt thing going on, Magical World of Design. So she got on board, and we're all a team. And now, we're all doing it together. So thanks to him, and through these visions and through the means of my actual job, I had the opportunity to put my money where my mouth was, basically. That's it.
Good. How long would you say it was from when you first started manifesting or getting these ideas to when you actually started putting things into play to your first drop?
Oh gosh, honestly, it was a good year. I think Sam and I started April of last year, and we kept throwing around ideas, and he is such a busy guy. And I mean, to get him to work with you on a project is a privilege. So I was super blessed that he had an opening for me, because this guy does it all. So he wasn't really taking on any projects at the time. So we were just building where he was trying to understand how serious I am about this, and basically throwing off ideas, bouncing off ideas. So yeah, I would say about a year, but there was a lot of things that deterred. And so I started getting, what is the word? Antsy, and a little, having anxiety, and just like, is this going to happen? Is it really going to come to fruition? And there was a time where I want to say December of last year, or maybe even January, he finally had mock-ups. We had like 3 shirts that we were supposed to drop, with 3 different sayings. I had a completely different logo, and then some things happened and we revamped. So I don't know when you want to go into that direction.
Okay. So that's the next question.
Right.
How did Unbroken come about, and what is the message or statement behind Unbroken?
Okay, so like I was saying, Sam and I had 3 layouts. We were supposed to come up with 3 different sayings. That we had the mock-ups. We knew what we were going to purchase. He knew what he was going to print. Come April of this year, I swear it happened April of this year. I go to Starbucks all the time. I'm a Frappuccino queen. Swear to God, see. I got mine this morning. That was the first thing I did. So
Shout out to Starbucks, but this is not an advertisement.
Right? No, I know, exactly. I really shouldn't. I should have covered my cup, but you know what? It is what it is. Oh, we don't get paid, okay? Or sponsored. So I go there all the time. It's literally right down the road from me. The way, if you live in Nanakuli, the way that this drive-through was formatted is the worst. I don't know what they were thinking, but basically it's one way in, one way out. So you can go to Taco Bell. Taco Bell comes out here. You go to Starbucks and you come out. Then there's an out here for the Starbucks people. There is always chaos there. It's backed up. People go the wrong way. People get stuck in the parking. So, if you're local, especially if you're down here, we will reverse. We will leave room. We figure it out. That's the type of people we are, right? We're not like, nope, gotta wait. So one day, my daughter and I were in the car. We go. The line is completely backed up, so it's blocking the Taco Bell exit. And the entrance to turn like this to go down Starbucks, I couldn't go anywhere, and I was going to let the Taco Bell people out, because why keep them trapped if they're not going to go to Starbucks, right? So I'm here, have my blinker on, stopped, waiting, because these cars are backed up here. This Taco Bell person wants to come out. A car speeds into the drive-thru. Keep in mind, you can see the line from every part. No blind spots. This car speeds right through, goes around me in such a rush, slams on the brake to quickly realize they had nowhere to go, because there's a tiny car right here, which obviously I had my blinker on for to turn. It was a male driver, a female passenger. So I roll down my window, and I'm trying to get their attention to go like this. Well, actually, back it up. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe they want to get out of the line. Maybe they don't want to go to Starbucks because they're in a rush. That happens all the time. Some people see the line, it's too long, so they want to get out. I gave them the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, look, girls, we're going to just see if they go past when the line moves up and they get out. No, they didn't. They went right ahead to the drive up to order their coffee. And I'm like, whoa, okay. But they still had time because somebody else is ordering. So I'm like waving at them when I put my window down, and they're not doing anything. So I step out of my car, mask on, okay, because I am COVID responsible, mask on. I'm out of my vehicle, not by their vehicle, and I'm like literally trying to get their attention. So he rolls down the window and he's like, yes. And I'm like, hey, were you in that much of a rush for your coffee that you had to cut me off when I'm sitting there in line with my blinker on? And he's like, you weren't going anywhere. Sir, we all weren't going anywhere. There was a line. I had my blinker on. He's like, oh, well. So I'm like, really? I'm like, you know what, sir? Obviously, you needed that coffee so bad. That's super rude of you. But God bless you. Go get your coffee. So I get back in the car. I hear them, you know, and I see in the mirror, right? You know, the head going and she's going. And so I roll down my window after they order their coffee, and I tell them, listen, even my 13 and my 10-year-old know what you guys did was ignorant and rude. What you could have just said was, I apologize, and we can all be adults about it, and we can move forward. Welcome to the Aloha state, where we show love by doing the right thing. And if you make mistakes, it's okay to say sorry. And so he's like, ugh, you know, like whatever. And she's going off, like, F you this, F you that, I'll F you up, and blah, 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 blah. And it's escalating at that point. So I'm like, okay, all right, girl. So of course, I have a mouth. I can be a titter too. Okay, she can be responsible, and she can be, I can go there too. So I'm like, listen, you don't want to go there with me because you're the one that's in the wrong. So what I suggest is you just leave it alone. All I'm saying is just take accountability for what you did. Like, that's not cool. She gets out of the car. She gets out of the car and starts to approach my car. I'll f you up. I'll this, that. That was the first time. I'm like, okay, girl. Okay, whatever. At this point, she goes back to the car. She goes to turn around. That's when I grab my phone to grab my camera. Prior to all of this, there was no line behind me. So let's keep in mind, there was nobody there to see what they did to me, right? So now we have this big line formulating as she's escalating. So I get out my camera and I turn it on because I tell my daughters, what we're not going to do is, we are not going to look like we are the ones that are out of control. When she clearly has an issue that is not ours, you're going to stay in your seats. You're not going to do nothing. And we're going to stay calm, and mommy's going to film her because they tend to do this to us Islanders all the time. They catch us on the back end. So I turn on the camera and she's going whatever. At no point in time did I ever think she was going to approach my car. I really didn't. I thought she was just going to stand out of the car and just yak away. But nope, sure enough, she says, I'm from New York, bitch. I will fuck you up. And she reaches in the car and she literally basically goes to punch my arm with the phone, and the phone flies out of my hands. My 13-year-old sitting in the passenger seat, she goes black. And you can hear her in the video where she's like, oh, you're not going to touch my mom. I at that point go black, not for the lady, but for my daughter, because she sprung out of the car and I had to literally catch her by her little corner of her t-shirt. And I'm yelling at her, get in the car, get in the car. So at that point, the lady is, I guess she went to throw her slipper at my daughter and she's like backing up. Well, when my daughter got out, my 13-year-old does not look like a 13-year-old, by the way. So she's thinking she's got children in the car. And when my daughter got out, it's like, oh my God, that is not a child. That is like a full-grown beast. She's very, built for her age. So she goes back in the car. There's an elderly lady behind me. And I'm yelling at the lady behind me. I'm saying, Auntie, did you just see that? She's like, yeah, baby, I just seen all of that. Good for you. Stay in the car. I'm like, you see how they are. they do this. They come to our home, they disrespect, and then she attacks me. And then what they do is they play victim. So I said, watch, she's gonna play the victim. I call 911 to have them come over there to make a report. Sure enough, she pulls up to the Starbucks window. That lady harassed us. That lady did this, that, and that to us. All we're trying to do is get our coffee. So it was me. I was the problem now. And I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious? You're turning this on me. And for some reason, I almost want to say the workers at some point probably believed it because that's the way that I felt. But on the other hand, I know that they have a job to do and it's nothing personal. So I was never going to take it out on them because that's not something that they can put themselves in between. It is not for them to decipher who is in the right or wrong. Customers are customers and that's not their issue. So she drives off. The auntie's like yelling at her, you need to stay, you assaulted her. And she's like, no, she put the phone and the camera in my face. I'm like, sis, if you watch the video, her whole hand is in my car. At no point in time did I leave my vehicle. So she goes around, there's a stoplight to get out of that shopping center. She's at the stoplight. I pull up next to her and I said, listen, the police are on their way. You need to stay. F you, bitch. I didn't do anything. You caused that. Auntie comes out of the drive-thru. She pulls up next to the car. She's like, no, you need to stay. What you did was wrong. She's like, no, she did that. So she's blaming me. We are always to blame, right? Which I knew this is how it was going to go. So they speed off. I call the cops. I do the reports. And it went viral. I then got called to be on the news and talk about it. I got called in from a detective. I don't know if they found her. I don't know what will happen, but I did get called in to do like a photo identification out of a photo lineup of 7 people. And hopefully something comes out of that. They did ask me if I wanted to prosecute because it's an unauthorized entry into a motor vehicle. And I said yes. I said yes, I do. Because you know what? All actions have consequences. And she deserves to have a consequence. You know, in Iron's way, she could have had a different type of consequence. So I have to do it the right way. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. After that incident happened, and I woke up the next morning and my video was over, I don't even know, 10,000, 100,000 views on the original Hawaii viral page. And then I'm reading all these comments, right? And then I had to kind of stop because it was for the most part, the community was very loving, supportive, just they understood why I did not, how else did I say it, do an ass beat down. They understood.
Before you go on, that's one, I wanted to interrupt you before you go on. So for those of you who are watching live now or will watch the replay, the video that went viral was on Whole Hungry Hawaiian. But
I want to say it was Hawaii viral. It was on 3 different pages, but the one that went over 10,000 or 100,000 views, I don't know if they got reopened because they got shut down maybe a week after that. I think it was called Hawaii Viral, the original Hawaii Viral page.
Hawaii Viral.
Yeah.
Okay, but you do have it. So it is posted right now on Nalani's page.
Yeah, on my personal page. And then I did post it on TikTok.
Okay. So it is posted on Nalani's page, on her stories, as well as her TikTok. So if you have heard of it or you haven't heard of it and you want to know what we're talking about,
right?
That video that went viral, this incident that we're talking about regarding the Nanakuli Starbucks and the irate tourists, go check her out on those pages, and we'll give you those pages at the end of the live. But one question that when I first seen the video and when people who I know personally found out that I knew you,
right?
the one question is like, why she never kick her ass?
Right.
So
That was the biggest question.
why did you not
Growing
kick
up,
her ass?
growing up in Hawaii, that's the biggest question. And if you know where I'm from and the family that I come from, yeah, no, that doesn't fly whatsoever. But you know what? Having a brand that's called Queen Speak Truth, I'm gonna speak completely my truth. Growing up until this day, I'm not a fighter. I never have been. I'm the baby of the family, which I don't need to be. We all have those cousins that you call, yeah, and they go jail for fun. So I've never been that. It's never been in my character. You know, I think, and I think this is a good way to put it too. We glorify violence, guys. We glorify violence. We think that it makes you tougher than the other. If you can scrap better than somebody else. That's always the go-to. And I get it. It's normalized growing up in here. I mean, seriously, me and my cousins used to box and fight each other for fun. It's like, okay, you two now. Okay, now you two. Like, that's normal. I get it. And that would have been an initial reaction of mine that normally I would have done. But listen, check it out. I'm bougie, guys. I'm not a fighter. Literally, I love my nails. I love to look cute. I have no time. On another note, I have worked too hard to become the person I am today, to have somebody take me back to nothing. My biggest thing is, and which is why a part of my line is self-control. You have control over yourself. We don't look at the bigger picture in things when we make a choice and the consequences that come with that. I could have seriously got hurt. She could have seriously got hurt. I could have ended up in prison. She could have ended up dead. I could have ended up dead. My kids could have been without a mom. So like I was kind of telling you before, you know, this statement that especially in Hawaii, we all live by, family over everything, family over everything. People are so quick to preach that. What does that really mean for you? Because to me, family over everything, my daughter's over her. So sis, you can be ratchet all you want all day. Me swinging and me knocking you out for 5-minute fight just to prove a point means nothing to me. Me walking away with my safety, my health, and of my children, and being in a good light and being able to move forward and not have to worry about consequences that come from me giving an ass beat down, I would choose that any day over anybody that decides to get out of character and cannot control themselves. Because at the end of the day, I have nothing to prove to you or anybody else. So sis, you can be ratchet all you want. That's your light. That's not mine. And that's really, at the end of the day, why I chose not to get out of my vehicle, because things like that could have had dire consequences. I know many people who thought, just a normal scrap. We're just going to throw down and we're going to move on. No, somebody can fall, hit their head on the concrete. And then where do you go? What do? You can't bring a life back. It's not worth it to me. I'd rather just drive away with my Starbucks girl and call it a day. I ain't got no time. I really don't. And I'd rather handle it the right way, to be honest. Too many of these people, especially tourists, come here and we all know, and we've seen it many times, they blame it on us. These people are savage. They're crazy. They have no respect. They don't know how to behave. They don't know how to act. We always get shed in this horrible light and this horrible connotation of what type of people we were. And I think I gave her a way better message than I could have done versus fighting her. It's just not worth it. And that's, you know what, I'll never regret my decision. And definitely if she touched my kids, trust me, we'd be in a different interview right now. But me, you can do anything you want to me. What you will not do is touch my children. That's the biggest thing for me. But for me, we move on.
Okay. And I just want to point out or share something. So we are not in no way, shape, or form belittling or against tourists, period.
Yeah, not at all.
For myself, coming from a love job of hospitality,
Right.
We welcome tourists, but we do not tolerate disrespect. Visitors are always welcome. but we want to just put out the message that you are visiting someone else's home. So
Right.
Hawaii is not just an island, a tourist spot, or a vacation spot. Hawaii is home to many of us Kanaka Maoli, and even the locals who were born and raised here in Hawaii that are not Hawaiian. We welcome, visitors to come to our home,
Right.
but just as we would go to your home, we would go with respect.
Exactly.
And that's what we want to put.
Exactly. When I travel, I'm all about educating myself. And I just thought it was funny when she announced that she was from New York, because they totally did a New York moment. The cutoff and the way they drive without just no regard. Like the blinker doesn't exist. So, and I make friends so much with so many different tourists. Like I'll be like, hey, where are you guys from? Is this your first time? And I'm very Miss Aloha, but as quick as I can be friendly, I can quickly check you too. So I think that's a lot of what people were saying too. Like, oh sis, you shouldn't have said anything if you wasn't gonna throw down with her. Oh, why? We warrant the disrespect, but we gotta fight in the process. I don't think I gotta swing hands to make a point as adults. That's the thing I think we don't understand. We should be able to communicate effectively with each other, and it's okay to disagree, to agree to disagree. I don't have to throw down with somebody to basically put myself above everyone. At the end of the day, we're all equals, and so I make mistakes too. If I did that to somebody, I would have just bought them a coffee, but a lot of people pointed out to me too, like, sis, you shouldn't have gotten out of the car. They could have shot you. They could have did this. They could have, we could say coulda, woulda, shoulda, all of this, or people can say, oh, I would have did this, or I would have did that. You know what? At the end of the day, we really don't know how we're going to react when we're in situations like that. So really, people can't predict what they're going to do or how they're going to react. You really don't until you're in that moment. So everybody's entitled to their opinion. But it's my story, and I handled it the way that I chose fit. And I feel like it was the way God intended. So after all of that, when that happened and I kept reading the comments, and my personal friends were like, Nalani, don't get caught up in it. Don't reply to people that, I'm going to be honest. At some point I was like, God, is everybody in Hawaii part of the UFC? Like, are we all in the MMA? Because all of a sudden we get some big fighters around here. Like, everybody is like big time scrappers. Like, what am I missing? Did I not get the proper training growing up? Because all of a sudden everybody's like, oh, I'm the biggest SmackDown queen. Or, you know what I mean? Like, oh, if that was me, she would have never got back up. Like, okay, but we don't got nothing to prove. Like, I'm good. I'm not trying to be a fighter. So it was kind of getting to me, because I'm like, gosh, should I just have fought her? But I was like, why are you questioning what you did because of what people on social media are doing? At the end of the day, they don't sleep in my bed, they don't pay my bills, and they don't take care of my kids. So that's the biggest thing I would say. When God puts you in a situation like that, never question what you decide to do and what other people say or the opinions that they have, because that's always going to be there. Because the opinion would have been still there even if I hit her and we had a full-on fight, and then the opinion would have been here whether I didn't fight her, and it would have been like, sis is nuts, she shouldn't have done that in front of her kids, she's a bad mom, what kind of mother does that? And then it's, she should have went lick them, because who comes to Hawaii and gets away with that? So it's like, you can't win. So be okay with what you decide, and I'm okay with that. I'm good with me.
Okay. So, going a little bit backwards.
Yeah.
Unbroken.
Okay.
The collection Unbroken.
Right.
What inspired you behind? What is the message or the statement behind the inspiration of Unbroken?
So, like I was saying initially, it was when I was talking to Sam. He's like, Nalani, you literally, like, okay, I get this was a tragic situation, but God kind of just placed you in that moment where you're in the middle of creating the shirt line, and now you're going through all of this. We need to revamp this. So I started thinking about all the things in the year journey that I had been coming to, I was in a really big place of healing, trying to heal myself from the decision that I made with my ex-husband. So in a nutshell with that, with my ex-husband, 22 years, decided that I thought the grass was green on the other side, fell in love with someone, broke my ex-husband's heart, divorced him, broke my children's heart in the process, because our family is now shattered basically by my decision to be in love with somebody else. I don't regret falling in love. At the time I was very in love, and I don't regret it, but I regret how I did it. And I regret that I was part of someone else's heartbreak. And I regret that I hurt my children because they love their father, but we have come a long way from that. So that right there on my heart, right? Then this relationship not working out on my heart, very up and down. And then this Starbucks things happen. So I'm like explaining to Sam how and then actually I had some other things happen along the lines, like regarding with my job, with people that I thought were my friends. So just a whole bunch of things. So I'm explaining to Sam that, you know, in life, especially as women, we go through so many things that knock us down, hurt us, break us. And I was describing to him like broken, battered, bruised, scarred. You know, I'm naming all these things, and I'm like, Sam, come up with a vision that portrays all of that. But in the middle of all of that, Sam, I still got my crown on. I'm still together. Like, nobody knows that I have all these things that I carry with me and that I've been through, because I just keep going, you know, I don't let it keep me down. And I want to portray that. I want to portray that no matter what we go through, we're strong. We come back. We keep moving. We persevere. We're resilient. So I'm throwing all these things out there. And Sam's he's got to digest. So he's like, okay, Nalani, I'll figure it out. So he comes back and he gives me the drawing. First, he gives me the drawing of the heart. I don't know if you can see it. He gives me the drawing of the heart, and I'm like, oh my God. So he's like, Nalani, we need the word. We need the word for what that portrays. And I'm like, we're throwing out all kind of words. Like, how do you describe what this is? So Christy, his girlfriend, I guess, you know, she throws out unbroken. And we're like, that's it. That's it. And then we're like, okay, unbroken, we rise, shine, and conquer. Because no matter what, even if you feel at your worst, broken, you're down, someone for the moment got the best of you, you're gonna figure it out. You're gonna push forward, and you're gonna rise. You're gonna continue to shine, and you continue to conquer anything you decide to show up for yourself. And that's where Unbroken came. And I'm like, oh my God, this is it. This is the first collection. And I cried and cried and cried, because the whole thing just revamped. And then it took so long, and by the time we got this, it went so fast. It's like, all right, let's get to printing. And Sam came up with the cue initially. Here, I have a sticker. Initially, the logo was very different. And when Sam formulated this, if you look at it, it's like, you know, when you have a thought like that, like something to say. And right, it's like a thought bubble. And every time I say that, I'm always like, listen, a thought from your mind, not a THOT, okay? A thought. So he formulated it like a thought bubble, and he also made it where it's like a 3D, like a forward movement, like it's coming out at you. And then he did the 3-pointed crown. And the reason why he did that was because the whole thing that I went through with making my decision was self control, self-respect, self-love. When you have all three things, you can do anything, unquestionably, undeniably, unapologetically. So that's where we came out with that.
I like that. I actually didn't know that.
Yes. A lot of people don't. See, and that's the thing, because initially I didn't want my crown like this. I had a completely different look. It was like a regal crown, more like a literal queen's crown. You know, with jewels, you think like that, very classic. But we revamped it because this in itself is very different. Everything has a meaning. And this is why, in the most blunt Nalani way, this is why I fuck with Sam. Because he is the real deal. He puts thought into everything. He and I, you know, I have the things in my head. I give it to him. We bounce off each other. Christy adds her thing in. I mean, my team's amazing. Without them, it's not just me. So Sam's a genius at what he does. And I'm forever indebted to him because he believed in me.
That's good. That's good. So congratulations on your first collection of Queen Speak
Yes.
Truth. I'm not sure if you have anything left, but if you do, where can we order?
Okay, so I actually only have 2 extra larges in this color, the teal, and it's a boyfriend fitted tee. And I think I only have 1 Razorback Tank left in white and small. But see, I didn't announce it earlier, yeah. But I
This
want
is
to
the
give
Razorback,
away.
guys.
Yes.
So this is the Razorback, and this is the best.
Yes, I love it. It looks so great on you. Black is always a go-to. But
Yes.
I didn't announce it earlier, but I'm going to give one away for your live. This
Oh.
was an extra large. And I wanted to do that because, you know what, today's my dad's birthday. So super special day. And because
Happy
of the fact
birthday.
that, yeah, he's on staycation, girl. He's like, I'm gone. But I wanted to just share these with, you know, anybody that joined us. I don't know how you want to do it. I'll kind of leave it up to you since it's your live that you invited me to, and you can figure it out. And they also get a sticker like how I was showing. So like I put these on my phone case. I kind of put mine like at an angle, but these decals, you can pretty much put them anywhere. So I don't know how we should do it, if you want to do it to somebody on your live or like you want to do an entry. I don't know, sister. It's up to you how you want to do that.
Maybe you can do it on the Queen Speak Truth page. If they just share and follow, and by the end of the day pick somebody.
Yeah, that's true. We'll do it for today, or maybe we'll post the live, and then we'll figure it out. We'll post the live and then do it on there, and then your people and my people and whoever can enter. Because I have like a couple giveaways. That's the thing, guys. Like, I don't get it. It's free. I have 2 free giveaways already on there. I have one that's for a white t-shirt. Another that's for another white t-shirt with the Starbucks red studded cup. I'm a Starbucks collector of the cups. Those studded cups are so hard to find. And like literally tag, share, comment, follow. Those are the only things that you have to do. It's so easy. And then this one, we'll figure out how we want to do that. I just wanted to kind of pay tribute to those that came onto the live. So maybe we'll do something where if you tuned into the live, or you watch this video with Loke and I, you kind of give a comment about what inspired you or what you took away from the live. Hi, Ash. And maybe even if you want to share something that you resonate with Queen Speak Truth, I just kind of want to hear some feedback. I think that would be great.
Yeah,
so
I think that would be good.
Right? Where they can add on to. And then, yeah. And then maybe you can like, I don't know. Did you want to talk about how we came into linking up and how you became a Queen Ambassador, brand ambassador?
Yes. So I actually started my own journey. I was in a very depressive state, and I'm not going to really go into it because I feel like constantly telling my story.
Right.
I feel like I'm stuck there. I don't want to be stuck there. I want to move forward. However, you're welcome to go through my page. It's still posted. So I basically shared my story of my journey, how I was in a very depressive state, and what I was doing to kind of work on building my self-respect back, my self-confidence back, my self-esteem back, and just myself altogether,
Mm-hmm.
professionally, socially, and personally. And I say professionally as well because I am no longer working due to things that happened, and which triggered a lot of my depression.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that no matter how many interviews I go to, I get stuck there. Like
Right.
I don't go ahead of an interview. I get the call back. They love my resume. I do the whole interview. They say they love me. I'll hear back and I don't. And so that's why I wanted to work on, that's what this came about, like to help
Mm-hmm.
me professionally so that I can work on emails, I can work on communication, I can work on, a lot of things that I would need professionally, as well as
Right.
building my self-respect because, and my self-confidence and self-esteem because I didn't feel that I was worthy enough or pretty enough or anything enough. And for me to go take pictures on Instagram or everything was
Mm-hmm.
filtered. So right now I'm not using a filter. So everything
Right.
was
Me too,
free
sis.
filters.
I'm usually always filtered, but you know what? We don't need it.
Yeah.
But
So
that's where we're at.
so that I started that journey. And there's so much more that went into my journey and so much more reason for my journey. But I also started doing ambassadorships, and I had done a live where I threw it out there, and I still throwing it out there. I'm all
Right?
about supporting local, especially small businesses, but I'm all
Yes.
about supporting local businesses. I want to see our local brothers and sisters get ahead just as
Right.
much as I would see my own blood get ahead. I feel Hawaii needs to be sustainable, and if we
Mm-hmm.
support each other, we can help each
Right.
other do that. So I had done a live and I threw that out there, and shortly after, I reached out to my cousin Millie. She's actually Halai's sister and cousin, so
Yes.
but Millie and I were in a foster home together, the best home ever. None of what you have heard about this lady took us in and showed us what love was. Still continues to give us love. She showed us, what empowerment was. She,
Mm-hmm.
like, I will say again and again and again that the good that I am, any ounce of good that I have instilled in me is because Ma Isaacs instilled that in me. Because
Wow.
before I went to her home, I was headed on a whole different path, and my
Mm-hmm.
life choices could have been a whole different outcome. I could have been
Right.
either locked up or not here completely. So, anything good that I am, I credit to her. But Millie and I were in that foster home together, and our aunties are actually together as well. They're a couple, so Hanai's sister as well as cousins by marriage.
Cousin.
But so I had reached out to her when I first wanted to do my Launa with Loki. I reached out to her and I told her what I wanted to do, and she was like, I'm not ready yet. She has a business, and she's like, I'm not ready yet. She was in the middle of some changes that she needed to focus on. She just had baby as well, and
Right.
so she was like, oh, maybe later.
Mm-hmm.
When you decided that you were looking for ambassadors and you were launching your collection soon and you were looking for ambassadors, she connected me with you, and I was like, it was meant to be.
Right.
Because I was
Perfect.
looking to be a local ambassador, and I was looking for someone to um, collaborate with me for my journey as well, and that's how we connected.
Right. I know. I'm still loving it till this day. But you know what? I love that you said that though about like not talking about your past or things that maybe prevented you from moving forward in the past, because it is your past and it should be kept there. And I think that's the strongest thing too, is I don't want people to think that when the Queen Speak Truth comes into play that it's being stuck in your heartbreak, especially with the Unbroken collection. It's supposed to be healing from that and moving forward. And then, you know, like as you can see, like when you turn around, right, and it does the we rise, we shine, we conquer, that's like you're looking at my back, because this part I moved away from. So it's beautifully like how you said, that's why we put it in the front and then in the back. Because all you're going to see moving forward from here on out is me rising, me shining, and me conquering. And so I love that, because that is very true. They will always say, if you continue to speak about it, speak about it, speak about your pain, your hurt, your trauma, your depression, all of that, you relive that instead of closing that chapter and moving forward and just leaving it behind. So I love that you pointed that out, because I don't want people to think that they have to be stuck in that, or that they Queen Speak Truth is like anything, girl. It could literally be sassy too. It's not, all my collections are not going to be serious and like this I guess this deep. We have a lot of things coming out that is going to be really like savage funny. You know, I've got something for everybody. So it's like I'm going to catch everybody in regards to personalities, sayings, journeys. So my whole thing is like, build your collection with me. This is just the first, and there's so much more to come. Next collection rolling out is going to be, I'm here for it. Okay. Let's just say tie-dye. So I'm super excited about that. And all the girls were hitting me, Nalani, we need the crop top. So crop top tie-dyes. Okay. Just stay tuned for it. So I'm going to catch everybody this time.
Yeah. I mean, with the whole journey and the past and the Unbroken, I feel that, you know, for me to share my story as an ambassador for Unbroken, the post that I made for Queen Speak Truth, it took a lot for me, and it was a weight lifted from my chest when I hit post. It was opening myself up and making myself vulnerable again. My life. Have you ever seen the movie A Series of Unfortunate Events?
No, I don't think so. Or maybe I have, but I don't remember it.
It's about these 2 or 3 kids whose parents died in a fire, I believe, and they're continuously moving from home to home to home, and every home that they're in, something happens, and they're not bad kids, but they're just, things happen.
The things
it's
they were
actually a pretty
dealt.
good movie. But
wow,
I feel
totally
like my life is that. I feel like my life is that, a series of unfortunate events. I don't mind sharing my story if it will inspire and it will encourage someone to take a step of healing.
Right.
I just don't want to continuously be sharing it over and over again, because I do want to move on. So
exactly.
If anyone has questions for me, I'll gladly talk to you. I am not a counselor by any shape or form. I can only share with you my experiences and how I dealt with it, and how some situations I could have dealt with it differently. But you're always welcome to go back and watch any of my lives where I do share bits and pieces from different times of my lives that things happened.
Right. I love that. And it just takes a pillar of strength to be able to, one, even take that step. And I think that's the biggest thing. All the feedback that I've been getting from a lot of people that have read your story or have seen Dynasty's story, and they kind of seen a little synopsis of what Millie said on my page, and just kind of like my story. It's kind of like a little bit of everything, you know, like your childhood growing up, and then Dynasty's, you know, journey as a trans female, and then my journey, which is just like heartbreak, you know, regarding relationships and things like that. So every woman has a story, and just because just because one is deeper than the other, or it hurts different than the other, they're all valid. They're all our truths, and they're all part of us, and they're all something that someone out there can resonate with. Someone out there will find like, oh my God, I'm not the only one that's gone through that, you know? And we put ourselves out there when we do that, because not everybody's going to agree with us, you know, like kind of when I share about, you know, me being the cheater in my relationship, a lot of people will have an opinion about that. But you know what? I don't live with any skeletons, and it is who I am. And it's the decision that I made in that time of my life. And I'm not stuck there. You know, my past is not my present, nor is it my future. I live by that all the time. We learn and we grow, and you know, we choose to either continue to be that person or better ourselves. And that's all we can do. And that's why I created the line, to just give this community of all of us coming together and just really supporting one another, and just knowing that we just need more positivity. Like everybody's just it's very negative. It's very negative. Like you said before, we feel like we got to filter ourselves because this social media, and I see this with my daughters, like my daughter's always like, oh, I need a filter. No, you don't need a filter. Like, we don't need a filter. You don't need a filter on your face. You don't need a filter on what you say. You don't need a filter on who you are. Oh, mom, they don't like me. Oh, yeah, why don't they like you? Because you are who you are. Then those are not your people. Move on, you know? So I'm here for it, because I learn more from everybody else than I can offer. So that's why I'm just so glad that I'm on this journey, to just meet people like you and all the other girls that have reached out to me. And I'm just so excited for what's to come for both of us.
Thank you. Likewise, I am so excited for your next collection. So again, where can they order?
Oh, I'm so sorry, love. QueensSpeakTruth.com, and it's only one S, so QueensSpeakTruth.com. That's the website. And then obviously you can be on this Instagram. I just started a TikTok, and I'm having so much fun with it, girl. TikTok is where it's at, apparently. The Facebook's on my card, but to be honest, I don't really use the Facebook, so I would just do the website. Like I said, right now, I literally only have 2 extra large in these teal boyfriend fitted tees, 1 small medium tank, and I'm gonna do a giveaway with one of these for this live post. And I have like 2 other free giveaways on my page right now, so go and enter it.
What has your, so I know you have different delivery processes. What has your delivery process been like, and what is your turnaround?
So on Oahu, I've been meeting up with everybody. So I literally on the weekends have been driving all over this island, girl. My poor daughters, we like go Kailua, we go everywhere. Usually because I do have a week job. Yeah, I work a 9 to 5 during the week. And then I've got the girls. So I usually pack orders on the weekends, and I try to do the deliveries on the weekend. So if you order during the week, I'm not going to get it out to you until the weekend. I do also ship, because when you do the order, you have the option to either local pickup, so that saves you on the shipping. I don't even charge you for a delivery fee. Some people out there be charging for gas, okay? We talking $3. She don't charge. I just do it because I'm so grateful that they even want to purchase. So I don't charge for that. The shipping, it'll charge you when you order the shirt. And then when I ship it out, like I said, I do everything on the weekend. So I'll drop it in the mail on the weekend. It usually goes out that Monday. And then everybody's been getting it fairly quickly. And I just love that everybody takes pictures and sends them to me, videos, anything. My thing is I like to put everybody on my page. I like to acknowledge my Queen Speak Truth supporters, because it is our brand. It is not my brand. It is for all of the queens. And so I get that I could be more professional and have professional photography and videography and do all that beautiful fancy stuff, but that's not authentic to me, and it's not what I'm about. Eventually, I hope to get there. but my brand is not built on a t-shirt. My brand is built on real people. So that's what you're going to get when you come to my page. So if you want the fancy, like, we look so put together and we have models here, you're not going to find it on Queen Speak Truth. If you want the, oh my God, that's an everyday girl and I'm her, then you're at the right place.
Okay. I had a question and I went blank.
That's usually how it is. See, there it is. Real people. This is not rehearsed, people. You are on a live. Thank you for tuning in. We don't rehearse this, nor does she have any cards in front of her.
Well, I actually have notes. I do. That's why I keep looking away. I have notes, but a lot of my questions that I've been asking this is not on here.
Right?
Okay, so what? I don't know if you want to share this or if you're ready to share this. Do you?
Girl, what
So
I told you,
do
she
you
got no filter. Nothing's off limits.
Do you have your next collection coming up? Do you have it ready already? Do you have an announcement for it, or how long are we waiting for it?
Okay, so that probably, like I was telling you guys, Sam's a very artistic guy, yeah? So you gotta give him time to digest how we're really gonna put this out. So one thing that one of the girls told me, which is one of my girlfriends, and she's like, listen, I've ordered from a lot of people. The details of everything that you have put into the graphics, the logo, the packaging. Okay, here's another thing. I don't know if people noticed, when you open the package, there was a scent. There was a smell that was on the card that I sprayed. I don't know if some people got it, some people didn't, meaning it was on every card or everything that I sprayed. Some people noticed it and some people didn't. But literally down to my packaging, my cards, my stickers, the way the shirt was formatted, those are all things that are going to change with the collections. It's not going to stay the same, meaning the scent with the bag of the packaging is not going to be the same. So one of the scents the scent that I used was doTERRA oils, but we put our own twist on it. So my girlfriend, Pili Aloha, she, does doTERRA oils. And so we came up with the aromatherapy scent that came with this Unbroken shirt. And it was supposed to give that experience of when you feel like you need a relief, when you do the whole cupping thing and you breathe in, breathe out, and it's supposed to give you that clarity. That was the scent that came in that packaging. And so unless you kind of got that when you open the packaging, you would have understood that. But that's the detail that goes into all my collections, girl. It's not just something like, all right, Sam, let's do the shirt. It's very like, okay, what's the color of the bag? How does that tie into the shirt? What's the scent that we're using? So I don't want to give too much away, but when Christy made me the hand tie-dye Unbroken shirt, the black and brown one, a lot of people asked for that. A lot of people. And I'm like, oh my God, I shot myself in the foot by wearing this shirt, Christy, because everybody wants it. And she's like, see, to the point where literally I'm now giving up that shirt. My kumuhula, Palaka Matos, her daughter, Michelle Matos, she lives in Texas now. She begged me to sell her the shirt. And I mean, I've worn this shirt like 5 times already. And because it was our test shirt where we test the dye and everything that Sam uses, we see how it washes out. We see how the material pans out after so many washes. That's why we do those things, right? So it had faded. And I'm like, I can't sell you the shirt. I used the shirt and it's color discoloration because this was my test shirt. I don't care. She's like, I don't care. I want the shirt off your back. I'm going to send you the money right now. I'm like, so I'm giving up that shirt, girl. That shirt's now going to Texas. So that tie-dye shirt, and I didn't even sell it to her because, listen, that's my kumuhula's daughter. She's been there for me through my whole relationship journey with my ups and downs, and she's checked on me, and she has her own fully unbroken story, which is amazing to me. So I was like, this is an honor for me to be able to give my Kumuhula's daughter this shirt, you know, so I'm sending that to her. So the tie-dye was like, how do I say it?
A Kickstarter?
Yes, it was like a teaser, like, okay, let's see how everyone reacts to this. So yeah, guys, tie-dye is coming in full effect. I just want to also say that I'm so sorry to, I don't like to say big girls because I think that's negative. I am so sorry to my voluptuous queens, okay? Because I've been every size. And listen, we ain't big. We're just gifted. Okay? I've been at all, you guys. I've been very, very hula girl skinny to medium where I'm at right now to thickums to like, okay, Nalani, now you all the way full-blown queen status. So I love all my women of all shapes, sizes, and colors because I've been it all. And listen, if you look at pictures of me before, I've been a lot darker than I am now. So in my line, I don't ever want anyone to feel left out. I do not cater to only one type of woman. I am here for my skinny queens. I am here for my in-between queens. And I am here for my lovely, you know, we got it all queens. So ain't nobody left out. Also, Dynasty is a trans female. So I don't discriminate on any which way or form on any level. I am like here for everyone. So I did not have a lot of 2X, and that's because the inventory was very limited because girl, we rule the world. The 2X is out of stock because that is like our biggest, that is a natural woman, really. And that's why it's hard to find those sizes because the need for that size is so great that it's actually really hard for me to get good quality products for, you know, the bigger sizes. So I actually am going to make sure that I have a lot more in that size because I ran out and I couldn't catch a lot of my customers that really wanted that. So this next one, I told Sam, we got to make sure that I take care of, you know, my 2X. But I gotta say, I'm really surprised, you know, I got left with a lot of extra large. So it's like, guys, we're either like here or there. we don't do the real in between. I was kind of really shocked by that I didn't sell out of my extra large first. My 2X was my biggest seller. That sold out first. And I'm like, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And you know what? Okay, so just a little bit of my weight loss journey. I lost a lot of weight in the last year. I think the biggest I've been was a little over 200. And let me just tell you, finding good quality clothes, being that size, it's very discouraging. So I wanted a brand that I was like, oh, okay, size 0 can wear it. I can wear it, you know. And I hate, me and my sister, if you guys ever get the chance to meet my sister, if you think I'm blunt, she's like on a whole nother level. When we would go shopping, and my sister, she's a 2X. When we would go shopping, they separate the regular size and the plus size. And I'm like, and literally my sister would tell them, we would be looking for clothes and we couldn't find it because we didn't know that it was all the way in the back, right? And so my sister was like, oh, so you put the big girls in the back for what? And so she's like, yeah, but you get this top right here in 2X or no? And then we go to the back and my sister's like, how you guys would even have one section all the way in the back and everything is ugly? And I'm like, oh my God, Pua, stop. She's like, no, they gotta know. Like, who buys your guys' clothes? Who buys your guys' clothes for us women? Because ain't nobody trying to wear this curtain. And I'm like, oh my God, I cannot. So my whole goal in creating something was to create something that every woman can feel like equal to. Because you know what? Just because I'm a lot more curvy or bigger than someone else, how come I can wear the same t-shirt? I don't understand. So, you know, and we gotta stop this as women. We gotta stop the whole, oh girl, you too skinny, you gotta eat something, you know, or like, oh girl, you gotta go on a diet. Like, we gotta stop that. You are who you are. Are you happy with who you are? Then I love you and I'm here for it and I support you. And you know what? We are all inclusive. Like, my thing is, what size got to do with it? That's where I'm at. So I love everybody. It ain't wrong to be skinny and it ain't wrong to be good, be bigger, girl. What it is it's good to be good here, and it's who you are inside, and that's all that matters, because that comes out from the inside out. I don't care what you're wearing. I can put on the ugliest type of clothes and be that confident queen and call it a day. It has nothing to do with size. So trust me, the next one's coming, and you know what? Everybody can rock a crop top. Don't let me say, oh no, let me hear you guys say, I can't do a crop top. You can make it work. If I can make it work, you can make it work. But I'm not only gonna have crops. We'll have shirts, crop tops, and I believe fleece jackets. I think we're doing hoodie crops. Yeah. So that's coming, but you got to stay tuned for the saying in the graphic. I'm not going to tell you guys what that is, but it will be tie-dye, but it will have a symbol on the front and it will have a saying on the back. And I don't know, I just keep getting excited for my Halloween collection, but like I have to wait because we're not there yet. But the Halloween one's going to be really fun, really fun.
Anything for men?
Okay, not yet, no. And you know what? Let's talk about that, because there's okay, no, I have a team member that has his own line. I'll shout him out. Because the thing is like a lot of people have been telling me that, like, Nalani, what about the kid sizes? Eventually I want to do a little queens line, because, you know, mama queen and baby queen, I want to do that. My whole thing is I'm centered around the females, because that's my drive. That's my passion. That's my motivation. For the guys, I'm going to leave that to them. Listen, I don't really resonate with what the guys got going on, but I'm going to leave that to my teammate, Miles Stunna. So you guys can hit him up. It's Stunna Line. And I want to say Miles' Instagram is, well, he's got Stunna Line Clothing. And then Miles Stunna, I think, is his Instagram. I'll tag him on this, and I'm pretty sure he'll comment on it. But he's got the Hawaii Boy for Lifeline. And oh my God, is he booming. So if you want to get something for your sons, your husbands, your boyfriends, even your fathers, I mean, he's killing it. He's killing it right now. I'm so proud of him. And you know what? He is like a Queen Speak Truth, but a male version. Because he's very blunt. He's very authentic. He's very genuine. He has his own story. He has his own trials and tribulations. We are both two projects that Sam took on and Sam invested in and believed in, but we work as a team. Eventually, our team is going to be doing a beach cleanup, so that's coming soon. We're going to give back to the community. We are nothing without our people. We are nothing without where we come from, so we're very rooted in that, in giving back, our whole entire team. So that's coming, and everybody's going to be welcome to come out with us and do a beach cleanup and give back to the community and take care of our Aina, because without our land, we're nothing, guys. It's really not about the material things. It's literally about what provides, and what provides is our home. So it is our duty and responsibility to take care and to give back. And how can we ask others to come to our island home that we cannot even malama? So I hope you guys join us for that. Details on that's coming soon.
Okay, tag me in that one.
Yes.
Okay. Where are we? So what are the best social media accounts? I know you said you're not active on Facebook too much, but what social media accounts can people follow you at? Instagram.
So all of them are pretty
TikTok.
much the same. The Instagram, Queen Speak Truth, the website, queenspeaktruth.com, the TikTok, Queen Speak Truth, they're all the same across the board, only with one S. Because the Queens and the Speak is supposed to be together. So that's why I kept it as one S. Yeah, but pretty much I'm always on the Instagram. I'm always on the TikTok. And then the website really is just for the orders. You know, personally, I've been reaching out to everybody that's been making an order, whether I know you or not, just to personally thank them. And people have been just messaging me and sharing their stories, and I love it. I'm so grateful. And honestly, I kind of have to remember that I'm doing a business, because I always want to just give stuff away, because I'm just so I'm so touched and I'm so grateful that I'm in this point in my life where I'm blessed to even have the means to do something like that when so many people are struggling just, you know, with losing their job with the COVID. And so me even having the ability to launch something like this in the middle of something that really hurt a lot of people in many different ways. I'm just hoping to inspire and give back and build people up to get to a place where they find motivation and inspiration to be like, I got this and I can do it. And, you know, just, I love making new friends. I really do. But then some friends, I'm going to be honest, are not always good. I come across some people that, you know, it's the way of the world. They're negative. Not everybody's going to believe in you. I tell you one big learning thing that I took away from starting this business. I have always been a full supporter, like how you're doing, of local businesses, small businesses, fundraisers, because in Hawaii, everybody plays sports, right, girls? Everybody's selling brownies, car wash, this, that. I've always been a full supporter. I buy anything and everything. I don't care if I eat it. I don't care if I go to it. I will buy it. I will support. I will tag. I will shout you out. I will mention your name in rooms that you are not present in. I will talk about you and market you to the fullest and the best of my ability. I stay loyal to, you know, those have helped me, my lash lady, my nail tech. I mean, if I come across you, you know, my word is my everything. So it's not, you don't just have to support people with money. You can support people by shouting them out, tagging them, talking about them, you know, whatever it may be. Because just even if you don't have the money to do something for somebody, it doesn't mean that you're not supporting them. Prayers and positive thoughts go a long way too. So I have learned not everybody will have the same heart as you. And a lot of people that I've supported, yeah, girl, I don't see them clapping and I don't really see them supporting, but I definitely see them watching. And my message for those is keep watching. Keep watching, because maybe today you are not a supporter of mine, but I fully believe that tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, you will be. And the reason why is because it's real. It's authentic, it's genuine, and there's a purpose. And I was meant to do this. And listen, I'm still going to clap for you. And I'm still going to shout you out, and I'm still going to tag you, and I'm still going to buy whatever you're selling, because your blessings is yours and my blessings are mine. And may we win together. So that's my message for those that feel that they don't want to support others. Listen, that's your journey, but it's not mine. And just because people don't want to support me, I'm not going to stop supporting others. Character is everything. So I'm going to keep that.
I really like that message. Okay, so before we come to the ending of our live, any advice or anything you want to share, or anyone else you want to shout out, any inspiring words to anyone who wants to get a jump start on a business, or who has been putting all their visions into paper, like how you have started a year ago? What advice do you have?
I think that's the biggest thing, is believing in yourself, but surrounding yourself with people that believe in you. Because I would say there was 3 solid people that was in my corner, and maybe a lot of my ideas sounded kind of crazy. But, you know, like even with my mom and dad, I love them. They support everything that I do, but for them, it's a little different when your age group is there. In this day of age, entrepreneurship is everything. See, in our parents' days, working a 9 to 5 is everything, right? So growing up, we're like, no, that's what you want. How you gonna make money with that? Where's the benefits there? And so it's not to say my parents weren't supportive with it, but we live in a different time where they don't understand that we're in a different era where you can be your own boss. And so if you know that and you hold on to that, you need to move forward with that. Even though the older generation is like, that's not gonna work. You know, what you doing? You're gonna throw away your money. You cannot let those things get you down. And let me just tell you, the way things come to fruition, pray on it. Because like I said, it took me a long while. And I oh God, I get choked up when I talk about it. Look, why do I always cry? I didn't think it was going to happen so many times. because like I said, it was delaying and delaying. And I had 3 solid friends, Felicia, Kimmy, and Tanya. And it would be like 1, 2 in the morning, and I'm texting them like, hey, I got this idea for a shirt. Hey, I got this idea. And I'm telling you, they were there for it. At any point in time, they would get on and be like, oh my God, sis, that's great. Or, you know, in the most nicest way, be like, okay, sis, maybe you should do it like this, or maybe rethink that or revamp that. So when you have even one solid person in your corner that believes in you, stick to that person. Stick to that person. Block everybody else out. And pray. Keep it between you and God, and let timing is everything. Don't force anything. Don't force anything. Let it happen. Let it pan out the way that it's supposed to, because it will. And maybe if it didn't happen last year, it doesn't mean that it's not going to come out. It just means that he's working on the puzzle pieces and putting them together. And when they come out, they come out. And so just keep people in your center that really love you for who you are and support you and will help you along the way. And I tell you this much, I dropped a lot of people along the way, a lot of people that I thought were my friends. And you know what? That's very hard for me to do because I'm a very forgiving person. But I'll tell you this much, not everybody is for you. One negative comment that somebody makes about anything that you're doing, you gotta cut them. You gotta cut them. Those are the types of people that stop your blessings and they block them. You got to keep moving, and you're going to drop a lot of people on the way, and it's okay, because not everybody's meant to come with you. So that's my biggest advice.
Any last words?
No, I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody for taking the time to come on the live. And I'm so humbled and I'm so grateful. And this is just the beginning. It's just the beginning. And I'm super excited. And I am excited to see everybody else's journey. Like I told Dynasty went back to school to get her GED. And I'm so proud of her. And it's those types of things that I'm here for. You know, she became the Queen Ambassador, and now I see her enrolled back in school. And that's what it's all about, is just seeing everyone's potential grow and rise and meeting our glow up. And I'm here for it. I want to see that for everybody. So please, when you guys buy a shirt, stay with me. Don't leave me. Let's grow together. And I want to hear and see everybody's journey and success stories. And I just appreciate you doing this with me today, Loke. I had such a great time talking about everything.
No, thank you. Thank you so much for agreeing to join me on live and to share your story, not only your personal journey, but the journey that went viral and everything behind Queen Say Truth and Unbroken. I look forward to your next collection and collections to come.
Yes. Yes.
To all our viewers that are watching or will be watching the replay, for the giveaway, this wasn't planned between us, so it is a shock and surprise. So we will talk about it and post the giveaway to each of our stories on how we want to do it.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that. And thank you all for joining us.
All right, sister. Thank you. Queen Speak Truth forever. Love you guys.
Okay. Aloha.
Bye.